Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I just watched the live-action adaptation of Moana. I watched the movie so you don't have to. You're welcome. What's going on, you guys? James here with another real review, and today I'm giving you all of my spoiler-free thoughts, even though this movie's based on the film from 2016, on the live-action adaptation of Moana. Now, Moana hits theaters July 10th, and thank you to Disney for giving me the chance to watch this early in theaters for review. It was a packed house, there were families, and not a lot of singing. The film itself is basically the 2016 movie in live-action form with little to no changes. I'm not even kidding, you guys. And y'all, I have to say, oh man, this is not going to be a review full of positives. Let's put it that way. But before we get into all of my thoughts on this film and I let you know, well, just how much I unfortunately didn't like the movie, if it is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, and all the news in between. So if you do too, you know what to do. Hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and hey, help us get to 40,000 subscribers. You've already done so much, and I thank you for your continued support, because if you haven't heard the news, I am now officially a Tomato Meter approved critic. This is my first new release that I'm going to be submitting to the website. So thank you guys again for your support. We just announced that news earlier. And this weekend I'll be at Florida SuperCon, so you can check out my coverage when I drop all of that this weekend on all of my socials. Alrighty, y'all, so let's get into what Moana is all about. Now, the movie is directed by Kail, who actually directed the Hamilton Disney Plus film. So I thought, man, he knows music. Now, the film itself is starring Catherine Laga'aia as Moana, Dwayne Johnson as Maui, and yes, he voiced Maui in the original film, John Tui, who plays Chief Tui, Moana's father, and Rena Owen, who plays Gramma Tala, Moana's grandmother. Now, the movie itself, the story has not changed. Moana's taking to the seas beyond the reef to deliver the heart of Te Fiti to, well, I guess restore the island and restore the seas and save her people. And then Maui comes along, he's a demigod, you know, and he can go on and on. I wish he didn't. But yeah, you know the movie if you've seen the 2016 film. So let's not start off negative here. Let's get right into my positives, because I've got probably three. Visually, this live-action adaptation does look good when the shots on location are happening. When they're not using green screen, this film looks gorgeous. And I love the fact that they did shoot on location at times, because it adds to the authenticity of the film. Of course, the 2016 Moana film is rooted deep in the Polynesian culture, so it's really nice to see all of that come to life, because the greens were vibrant, the pinks, the flowers, everything just looked really good. And then the VFX at times was well done too, even though the Tamatoa scene wasn't the greatest. I thought that the crab looked good. And then you have Te Fiti and the rocks and all that looks great. So I think that there are times where the VFX shines, so props to the team behind the scenes. Now, there's also a standout note, I guess you could say, in the acting department. Even though I overall didn't love the acting in this movie, there is one performance, and unfortunately he's hardly in the movie, but he showcases range, something I was looking for in this film. That is actor John Tui, who plays Moana's father, and he's the only one that I could say actually expressed emotions properly, to where I could feel the hurt behind his eyes, the fear in his heart. You could see it on screen, and I was waiting for that, but it only came with this actor John Tui, and he's hardly in the film. Again, he's maybe in the movie for a total of 10 minutes, and that's not a lot of screen time, you guys, but man, I know that probably says a lot more about how this film went wrong than it went right, because I gotta say, you guys, that's where my positives end. Is that a world record for how quickly we've gone through the positives? Somebody who's the timekeeper here. But yes, you guys, it's time to get right into my negatives, because I unfortunately have this to say about Moana. I love the original film. It is a near perfect animated movie and one of Disney's absolute best films. The 2026 live-action adaptation is unfortunately one of the worst movies that I've seen all year, and I think I will see all year long. The movie is very uninspiring. There's a lot of fun moments because you're reminiscing on the old film rather than living in the moment with the new one. And it starts really with the music. The music in Moana is so good, you guys. I love it, okay? You're welcome. You have Moana's number. It really works. So Moana, Maui, they get their shine. In this film, there's not much shining. That's a song too, the Shiny song. But the two most popular songs and musical numbers from the original film, they're trying to replicate that here in the live action, but there's no build-up, there's no emotion, and it all falls flat. How Far I'll Go is one of the best songs Disney's put out. And when I saw it here in live action, you would never know that. Honestly, if this was your introduction to Moana, you would probably be asking me, hey James, why do you love the 2016 film so much? And that's a bummer because a live action adaptation can be bad while the original property can be still very good. But I feel like between this and Moana 2, it's just, why are we tarnishing the name of Moana? Now, a big reason why a lot of these musical moments and the actual emotion in this movie does not work is because of our leads, unfortunately. And it starts with Dwayne Johnson, who's an actor that I think is very capable. I mean, The Fast Saga, The Smashing Machine, even though it's a film I didn't like, his performance was great. And then you have Pain and Gain. I mean, even the voice work he did for Maui was good in the original. So I asked myself, what happened here? And it really boils down to this. Dwayne Johnson delivers a performance that is a shell of what he delivered in Moana. I mean, he must have a very, very good phone plan because homie was phoning it in the entire film. There are times where he's saying something, but his face is not showing it. I thought to myself, I don't understand what happened, but he was completely one-dimensional in this movie. There's forced comedic timing, virtually no range, and I really just can't take him seriously. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. The wig did not look really good in the trailer, and it looks almost worse in the final film. It is just not a good look. Hair and makeup department, how did this happen? Why did we get here? Honestly, I would have rather them adapt in the live action a Maui with no hair. I think I would have been fine with that. There's even a line that Maui says in the movie while talking to Moana, and he says, "Do you know how unconvincing you sound? Commit." And I thought to myself, dude, you got to take that advice too. I mean, everyone in this movie should take that advice except for John Toohey, because nobody is convincing and no one feels like they're committing here. Now, do I believe that hard work went into every single performance? I mean, absolutely. I'm sure that they put in the work. I just wish that the final product demonstrated that, because none of it really worked for me. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, when are we going to actually hit to the next level here? And I was waiting for that through the performance of our titular character, Moana. I mean, Catherine Laga'aia, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, but she sings well. She does. It's just her performance is very monotone for the character. It just does not work well. And I think that, unfortunately, the movie will either sink or swim with this performance, and it did not necessarily swim. She just doesn't, unfortunately, deliver enough emotion or range for the character, because in the original animated film, you saw Moana go through it at times. She went through a wide range of emotions, and I thought it was really well done. But here, it's just an unconvincing performance as well, and there's nothing here that really just gripped me, and I didn't think to myself at one point, man, I'm connecting with this film. I felt nothing. And I'll be honest, I think that the film doesn't even take itself seriously, because there's a fair bit of meta humor here where the movie's poking fun at itself. It's almost mocking the original in a way, where Dwayne Johnson sometimes will say things like, if you sing, I'll throw up everywhere. Like, okay. And then there are times where Maui's about to get into his "You're welcome" number, and he's about to say "You're welcome." And then you hear Moana say, "Oh, I didn't say that. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it." Like, don't do what? You know he's going to sing here? Like, I don't know. The movie is just, if it can't take itself seriously, or even if it can't take itself honestly, then how can I sit here and think the same? I don't know. The movie just, if it doesn't care, I don't care. And then there are times where the green screen was pretty laughable. I mean, I was taken out of the film several times throughout. I mean, the movie's almost 2 hours long as well, and that's not great, but it makes it harder to sit through a 2-hour movie when the green screen is just completely noticeable. And it just proved to me that you can't really bring Moana to live action. Just keep it as an animated film. It's successful. It's only been 10 years since the film hit theaters and did buku bucks and is critically acclaimed. Just leave it at that. But see, this movie did not prove to me that we needed a live action adaptation of Moana. And I do really believe that this movie tried to capture the essence of the original animated movie, and it so badly wants to be that, especially maybe a gateway for some kids who are seeing this for the first time. But for me, I genuinely got up out of the theater and said, I just want to watch the original Moana, which bodes well for Moana in 2016, but it does say terrible things about this live action adaptation because it is a chore to get through. It is just a movie I did not connect with at all, and it is so darn flat. So overall, you guys, I really do feel like this live action adaptation of Moana is a carbon copy of the original animated movie, but worse in every regard. Even when at times I thought, wow, this looks really pretty, it immediately follows up with something that takes you out of the experience, whether it be in the acting department, really bad editing. It could just be that the musical numbers just don't work, and that happens often. And all of those elements really come together and bring about another reason why maybe we just have to stop with these live action adaptations. But here's the thing. Money talks, as you all know, and as I know well. So if this movie does $1 billion somehow, we're probably getting a live action adaptation of Moana 2, which wasn't even originally a film. So I don't understand the logic behind the movie, because if these are the uninspired performances we're going to get, why not just cast differently? Whose idea was it to actually bring this to a live action medium? Because what happens in this film is it just proves time and time again that not everything needs to be taken from animated to live action. So I'm of the mindset that this movie is an unfortunate failure. It gets 1 out of 5 hooks from me. It is just not a film I recommend in the slightest. I do think that this is going to unfortunately be one of the worst movies I will watch this year, and I walked out of the theater thinking, I didn't enjoy this. However, did anyone else around me enjoy it? Because I saw 2 kids, kind of jumping and doing their little thing, but no one's really laughing. I mean, they laughed at Hey Hey, but like physical humor is low-hanging fruit. I don't know. For me, the movie itself is just one that falls completely on its face. So yeah, guys, I don't want to be negative ever. I don't like being negative, but I like being honest, and sometimes that's where it takes me. So there you have it, you guys. That's my real review of the live-action adaptation, Moana, which hits theaters July 10th. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the film when you see it? How do you feel that this review has influenced your perspective on the movie? And if you are saying to yourself, man, that trailer was pretty bad, yeah, the final product, I can't tell you is any better. So there you have it, you guys. Again, my real review of Moana. 1 out of 5 is what I'm giving it. And yeah, this is going to be a fun start to Rotten Tomatoes. But I am so excited, you guys, to continue this journey with you. We've got Spider-Man Brand New Day this month. I can't wait to watch that and bring you my review. I'm really praying it's good. I have all the confidence in the world in it. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to go watch the original animated movie right now. I'm going to go do that. You're welcome. See, I said it too. I said the thing. Alrighty, yo. Again, thanks so much for watching. God bless you guys, and I'll catch you at the next screening.